Hello friends, this is your Renu ma'am here. Today I am taking up the topic of 12th standard from the chapter Financial Statements of Not-for-Profit Organization. We will be understanding the term subscription and also will be learning its accounting treatment. First, let us understand what is not-for-profit organization. What is not-for-profit organization? From the term only we see that the motive here of this type of organization is not to earn profit, but it is to render service. Normally, the types of organization that you will find under this category are your sports club, your charitable hospitals or charitable education organizations, where they don't have profit as a motive, but they want to render service to their members or to the general public at large. The second point which you need to understand about not-for-profit organization is the source of funding. Now, for the purpose of their operations, not-for-profit organization depend upon donations and on subscriptions. And donations are received by these organizations probably from their members or even from the public at large, that is the non-members. When it is received without any specific directions, then that is called as general donation, which can be utilized for any normal operating activities for the operating purposes of the not-for-profit organization. The other source of funding is subscription. Now let us understand in detail what is subscription. Subscriptions refers to the amounts which are paid by the members to the not-for-profit organization. So it is paid by the members of the organization. And why do the members actually pay to the NPO or the not-for-profit organization? They pay so that they keep their membership alive, and they pay it periodically. That is, either it might be paid monthly or it might be paid yearly. So annually also. So basically it can be in different form, half yearly, monthly. So periodically it would be paid by the members. That is subscription. Now this is one of the important source of income for not-for-profit organization. It is with this money that it will be able to carry on its activities of rendering the service to its members. Now, where can we find the subscription? Whatever is the amount of subscription which is received, that can find on the receipt side of the receipt and payments account. Here, whatever has been received during the year, that would be found on the receipt side of the receipt and payment account. So whatever is received, when we are saying receipt, it means it is not just related to the current year, but whatever has been received, it might be related, something related to previous year which was not received, might also be received during the current year. Something related to the next year might be received in advance by the NPO. So whatever is received, irrespective of whether it relates to the current year, short form I'm using CY, or previous year, that is PY, or related to next year. So all of these, whatever is received, that is put on the receipt side. You can find it on the receipt side of the receipt and payment account. This would be utilized in computing the subscription income of the year. The second important point that we need to know is the income and expenditure account. The first thing that is prepared is a receipt and payment account, and using the receipt and payment account details and additional information, we prepare the income and expenditure account. In the income and expenditure account, whatever is amount related to the current year, that would be shown as income of the year, subscription income of the year. And that income is not on receipt basis whether the amount has been received or not. Whatever is the income of that current year, that would be credited to the income and expenditure account. In addition to that, in the balance sheet also you would be finding the subscription details. In the balance sheet, whatever is a subscription which is due for the current year but has not been received, means it is related to the subscription which has to be paid by the members for the current year, but they have not yet paid. So the NPO has not received that amount. But still, is it not related to the current year? So being related to current year, it is receivable by the NPO. And therefore, we have to show it on the asset side of the balance sheet as an asset, as subscription due but not received. When it is received in the later year, it would get out of the balance sheet. At the same time, sometimes some members might pay their subscription of the next year also in advance in the current year only. Probably they are going abroad, or don't want that tension of paying every year. They might pay for 2 to 3 years together. Then under such circumstances, whatever has been received in advance by the NPO in the current year, which is related to the next year, cannot be included in the income. That would have been excluded from the income and will have to be included in the income of the year for which it relates, that is the next year. So whatever has been received in advance in the current year, that would be put on the liability side of the balance sheet, and in the next year to which it relates, in that year the amount which was received in advance in the previous year would be added to the income and would be seen in the income and expenditure account as an addition. So this is in detail about the subscription and the accounting treatment of subscription. Now we will go into the calculation, how we can show the calculation. Now there are two forms which can be used. One is a statement form you can prepare as a part of your answer. The other one is the account form where you prepare the subscription account. So first let us understand the statement form of preparation. In the statement form, you will be preparing it in this form of particulars and amount column. I have taken two amount column, one inner column and outer column. First, always the subscription received during the year. This is as per the receipt and payment account. Receipts and payments account. Whatever has been received during the year, the total amount would be the starting point of your statement always. Then we add certain items and subtract certain items. What do we add and what do we subtract and why, I will be explaining now. Listen carefully. We add subscription outstanding at the end of the year. What is a subscription outstanding at the end of the year? It refers to that subscription which a member had to pay during the current year. Like for example, if there are 200 members and they are supposed to pay, say, 1000 rupees as annual subscription. If 10 members have not paid, so into 1000, 10,000 rupees is a subscription which should have been paid by the 10 members. Rest of the 190 members have paid the subscription and that has been received for current year, but the subscription related to only these 10 members, that is equivalent to 10,000, has not been received. But still, whether it is received or not, it is the income of the year. Entire 200 members paying 1,000, 2 lakh should be the subscription income of the year. But 10 members have not paid. But still not paid does not mean you do not include it. You have to include it because it is the income of the year. And therefore, that would be added to the receipt. 190 members into 1000 would have come in the receipt as per the receipt and payment. So to that we add the subscription outstanding at the end of the year related to the 10 members who have not paid at the rate of 1000. So that would be added here. At the same time, there is receipt in advance at the beginning of the year. Receipt in advance at the beginning of the year means at the beginning of the year on say 1st April of 2020, you have advance subscription. Means in the previous year, some members, say 5 members, had paid this subscription of 5,000 rupees related to the current year. The current year is 1st April 2020 to 31st March 2021. This is the current year. So they have paid 5 members, probably of a family, they are going abroad. So they have paid 5,000 rupees to the NPO in advance in the previous year. So that is why it has appeared as a liability in the balance sheet as advance subscription in the previous year balance sheet. Now that is the income of the current year. So being the income of the current year, it would be included in the income of the current year. So we have to add it. It was received in the previous year only. So that we have to include now in our income. So to whatever has been received, we add this amount because this is not received now but was already received in the previous year. So this is why we add outstanding at the end of the year and received in advance at the beginning of the year. Now let us see why do we subtract certain amounts. Subscription outstanding at the beginning of the year is subtracted. Same way, like we had advance subscription at the beginning of the year, we might have subscription outstanding at the beginning of the year, which is nothing but the subscription outstanding at the end of the previous year. Previous year, at the end, there were some members who did not pay their subscription, and that is why it was outstanding. Although not received, it would have been included in the income of the previous year. But when is it going to be received? In the current year. The members are going to come back in the next year and pay the previous year amount as well. So that is why whatever is outstanding at the beginning of the year is related to the previous year. And therefore, that amount which is related to previous year, although received now, would be included in the amount received during the year. That has to be removed because it is not related to current year but related to the previous year. So we subtract subscription outstanding at the beginning of the year. In the same way, at the end of the current year, that is on 31st March 2021, some members might have paid in advance subscription for the next year. So they have paid and the NPO is received, so it is included in the subscription received during the year in the receipt and payment. But it is related to our next year, that is from 1st April 2021 to 2022, not that of the current year, and therefore we should not include it. It is included in the received amount. We have to remove it, so we subtract received in advance at the end of the year. Once we add and subtract this amount to the total amount received during the year as per the receipt and payment account, we will be arriving at the subscription income, which has to be credited to the income and expenditure account. I hope it is clear. This is the statement form. If the information is directly given, if you have the amount as per receipt and payment account and the outstanding and the advance at the beginning and end have been clearly given, this is the best method of finding out the subscription income to be credited to income and expenditure account. You just have to remember that you start with the subscription received during the year, which is given as per the receipt and payment account, the entire amount that has been received. To that you add outstanding at the end of the year and advance at the beginning of the year. And you subtract the opposite, outstanding at the beginning and advance at the end, to arrive at the amount of subscription which you would be crediting to the income and expenditure account as an income of the year. Alternatively, those who are comfortable with the preparation of ledger accounts, they can prepare subscription account. Unless otherwise asked in the question that prepare subscription account, you can do either statement form or account format. Only if it is specified that prepare in this manner, then only you have to prepare that particular manner. Otherwise, it is left up to you to use whichever method which you find comfortable. Now, in the subscription account method, you prepare the subscription account. You write DR and CR, that is debit and credit on either side because it is an account. Particulars and rupees column on either side of debit and credit side. Whatever is the outstanding at the beginning, that is a debit balance. It would have been shown in the opening balance sheet on the asset side. So where would we find this? In the opening balance sheet on the asset side, if the opening balance sheet is given. Otherwise, outstanding subscription at the beginning of the year, you take it on the debit side because it is receivable. It's an asset. Assets have debit balance. So we put it on the debit side. The opposite side, you would have the outstanding subscription at the end of the year. This amount comes in the closing balance sheet on the asset side, and this is outstanding at the end, which is receivable by the NPO. So it is an asset at the end of the year. So that also has a debit balance. So when you take it to the next year, it comes on the debit side and you see it's a debit balance. So opening outstanding is on the debit side. You write 2 outstanding subscription at the beginning, and the outstanding subscription at the end would be written on the credit side as by outstanding subscription at the end. You write these 2 amounts. And the advance subscription at the beginning would be written on the credit side because it is received in advance at the beginning of the year, appearing on the liability side of your opening balance sheet. It's a liability. So it is a credit balance. So the opening balance comes on the credit side and the closing balance would come on the debit side to advance subscription at the end. Once you put in the opening and closing advance subscription and outstanding subscription, refer to your receipt and payment account, and from there, whatever is the subscription received during the year, that you put on the credit side as by bank, because the journal entry would be when amount is received as subscription, the entry would be bank account debit to subscription account. So in the account, it will be by bank, whatever is received during the year. This you can get from your receipts and payments account, the total amount. Once you put this, total the credit side and then put that total on the debit side. Find the balancing figure. That balancing figure would be the income of the year, subscription income of the year, which you will be crediting to income and expenditure account. So you will write to income and expenditure account the balancing figure. So in the income and expenditure account, you will have by subscription, this amount would be credited as subscription income of the year. So this is how we will be preparing the subscription account and getting the amount of subscription income to be credited to income and expenditure account. So these are the 2 alternative ways you can use to ascertain the subscription income of the year, which you would be crediting to income and expenditure account. Now to make this more understandable, I am taking up one simple question. We will solve this and understand it. We'll solve it under both methods of statement form as well as account form, and we'll understand how we get the subscription income of the year, which has to be credited to our income and expenditure account. Now please note down this question. From the following information, compute income from subscriptions for the year ended 31st March 2021. They might give a format of receipt and payment account. They might give 2 subscription received during the year. So amount of subscription received as per receipt and payment account is 10 lakh. Additional information given is subscription outstanding on 31st March 2020. So this is at the beginning, 31st March 2020, 2 lakh. 31st March 2021, this is at the end of the outstanding, 4 lakh. Similarly, information about subscription received in advance as of 31st March 2020, that is at the beginning of the year, 3 lakh, and 31st March 2021 at the end of the year, 2 lakh has been given. Now using this information, we will prepare the table format first to find out what is the subscription income of the year. Please pause the video and note down the question. Now moving further, this is the statement format where you write calculation of subscription income of the year, particulars, rupees, rupees 2, rupees column, inner and outer column. So as per the statement format, we start with what? Subscription received during the year. So write subscriptions received during the year. This is as per the receipts and payments account. So if we go back, here we find it is amount of subscription received as per the receipt and payment account is 10 lakh. If they give you the format of receipt and payment account, look at the receipt side, subscription received, that would be 10 lakh. We'll write that in the outer column, 10 lakh. Then we write, as we know the question, we know that there is add item which is outstanding at the end of the year, and we have one more item, that is advance at the beginning of the year. And we have two subtract items, that is outstanding at the beginning of the year and we have advance at the end of the year. Now we'll go back to the question and bring those amounts here. Look at the question. What is the subscription outstanding at the end of the year? It is 4 lakh and advance at the beginning is 3 lakh. These are the two add amounts. So we'll put it in the table. 4 lakh is outstanding at the end and 3 lakh is the advance at the beginning. Total it up 7 lakh. So total is 17 lakh. Now going to the less amount outstanding in the beginning and advance at the end. That is outstanding in the beginning, that is subtract 2 lakh and advance at the end is 2 lakh. So write it here. 2 lakh and 2 lakh. Total 4 lakh. So we get 13 lakh. This is the subscription income of the year. So subscriptions to be credited to income and expenditure account. Is this 13 lakh. This is as per the statement format. You can do it. You can prepare this as a working note for the question, and in the income and expenditure account you can write by subscription reference working note number, whatever is the working note number, and give it as a working note. That will make your presentation of income and expenditure account very nice. Now the same question, if we are going to prepare a subscription account, then how would it look? Let us do the same thing. The account format. So we take and prepare the subscription account. Prepare the format. Subscription account. Debit and credit on either side because it is an account. Particulars rupees, particulars rupees. No date column because we don't have those details. You can put the date column for the detail of 1st April and 31st March. Other than that, we don't have details. You can use that. Now, let us start. First thing, we know that there is outstanding at the beginning, outstanding at the end, advance at the beginning, advance at the end. We have the amount received during the year. So, these where it will appear. In the subscription account on the debit side, you would have subscription outstanding at the beginning. So on 1st April of 2020, if we have a date column, there will be 2 outstanding subscription, that is at the beginning. It would be here. Let us look at that amount. Outstanding at the beginning is 2 lakh, end is 4 lakh. So it would be 2 lakh. Then you have subscription outstanding at the end would be on 31st March 2021 by advance subscription. This is I'm extremely sorry, it is outstanding subscription at the end. That would be 4 lakh. Now we have the advance subscription. Advance subscription at the beginning has a credit balance. So we write it on this side, 1st April 2020 by advance subscription. This is at the beginning, and on 31st March 2021 we are going to have 2 advance subscriptions. That would be at the end. Now let us look at those amounts. Advance at the beginning is 3 lakh, end is 2 lakh. So you have beginning 3 lakh, end 2 lakh. And the amount which has been received is 10 lakh. So it is going to be bank account debit. So during the year you have received by bank account whatever has been received during the year. That is 10 lakh. Now we will close this account. Having put all the information available with us, we close this account. So total it up. It is 17 lakh. Write it on the debit side. 17 lakh. Now 17 lakh minus 4 lakh would be 13 lakh. So this would be to income and expenditure account. This is the balancing figure, 13 lakh. This is the amount which would be credited to income and expenditure account. So if you look, the statement method or the account method, whichever is easier for you, you can choose that particular method and do the computation, and you can give a reference to the working note and write this amount with the credit side of your income and expenditure account. So I hope this session has been fruitful to you. Thank you for joining me today. I hope this session was useful to you, and if it was so, please do like, share and subscribe to my channel. And if you have any doubt regarding whatever I taught today, please feel free to post your questions in the comment section. Thank you. Stay home, stay safe.